news, the National Republican Senatorial Committee has blown through nearly all the funds it raised since early 2021. The New York Times reports that the chair of the NRSC, Florida Senator Rick Scott, greenlit massive spending on digital ads, not to promote candidates for Senate, but to discover more small contributors. And while it initially brought in large amounts of donations, it has since stopped. By the end of July, the committee has collected a record $181.5 million, but spent nearly all of it, entering August with just over $23 million on hand. Today, the NRSC is raising less than before Scott's much ballyhooed digital spending campaign. So, David, let me get your reaction to this. That's not going to help Republican candidates, who many of whom already staring up at their Democratic opponents in the polls.
Yeah. Oh, so much in this, Jonathan. You know, it's a bit of a Washington parlor game. The head of the congressional committees or the senatorial committees for the parties can either make or break a career. Well, I'd much rather be Sean Patrick Maloney leading the DCCC right now than I would Rick Scott leading the NRSC, because Rick Scott's about to hit a brick wall when it comes to his political future in the Senate. Complete mismanagement over there. I think what we're seeing nationally is where Republicans thought November would be favorable. They realize now they're in a challenging environment post-Roe with a Dobbs decision that has stripped abortion rights. Donald Trump is back in the picture, which is not good for Republicans. And then the Republican Senate committee in particular has what I call a GOP problem. Georgia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, they have terrible candidates. And now we're learning that the top of the senatorial committee, Rick Scott, just terribly mismanaged the finances that would be there to support their candidates. A terrible moment for Rick Scott, somebody who is dying to find a lane to the presidency. That line, if it had not already closed, let me tell you, it's closed for the next 5 to 10 years now.
GOP problem, not bad. We might steal that here, David Jolly. We should also note on Rick Scott, he has been feuding with Mitch McConnell as well. Also not going to help his political ambitions. David Jolly, thank you so much for spending part of your Labor Day with us.